All right, well, hey, back with Cam Wagoner. Second time we've done this, first time in person.
Yep.
Super happy to be at here in Appleton. How are you enjoying Appleton? The new stadium, or not the new stadium, but the new renovations they've done and all that kind of stuff?
I mean, this is by far the coolest ballpark I've ever played in. I mean, I'd started last Wednesday and I think they had a field trip or something with some elementary school kids.
Okay.
And I was on the mountain and I was like, this is unreal. I've never seen something like this loud. And it gets rowdy here.
Yeah.
That's what I like is like the fans get into it. And then, I mean, we have incredible facilities. That's 10 times better than what I had in college or what I had in Carolina. So I'm seeing it now. Like we walked in and I was like, nobody knew about the renovations, or at least I didn't know. And I was like, you're kidding me. I was like, we got a new locker room. And like you walk in, we got ping pong table and everything. And I was like, dude, it's like, this is sweet. Like, you're playing ping pong, playing shuffleboard all day. You just sit there, turn on YouTube or something on TV. Brand new weight room. I mean, training room suite. It's just about everything here, honestly, is perfect. Other than the fact that they're not shooting the brats from the can in the dugout.
Not yet? Or
I've been talking to Joe. I told him I'd put
you're trying to get him shot in here?
Yeah, I told him, I said I'd put on full thing of catcher's gear and just wear it just so I can get the free brat.
Dude. Yeah, that's cool. I don't think any other minor league stadium has that. I mean, I know Brat's like a Wisconsin Midwest kind of thing.
Yeah.
But I've seen that from the stands, and like the fans go crazy. Like they to get a free brat, it's insane.
Oh, are you kidding me? I'd do the same thing. That's a free brat. At the end of the day, I mean, it's a free food.
Yeah, no, for sure. So speaking of like the new locker rooms and all that kind of stuff, the renovations. You talk about the ping pong table, the shuffleboard. Who's like the go-to ping pong player? Like who's the one like to beat?
Oh God, I'm pretty sure like Brandon Jordan's pretty good.
Okay.
Maybe some Taylor Floyd. I used to be good, but I think I'm out of my prime right now. I got to get back into it, but it's kind of sneaky. Some guys will just hop on the table and they're just good at everything. Yeah. It's wild.
Dude, I hate those kind of people. The guys who play like football, basketball, baseball, they're good at every sport, wrestling, no matter what they do. It's dude, I just hate those people because I'm so unathletic. That's why I'm on this side and you're on that side. But it is what it is.
Hey, do what you can.
Yeah, no, for sure. This is a beautiful stadium. Have you got a chance to enjoy like Appleton in general, being out here?
Honestly, I mean, I'm from a very small town at home, so at first I thought Appleton was really small, and I was like, oh, like, this is kind of cool. And then I realized like I just got my car out here, and I went for a drive, and I was like, dude, I have no idea where I am. But then like we'll drive 15 minutes on the highway, and we're still in Appleton, and I was like, dude. I mean, I don't even know where downtown Appleton is yet.
Me either. I've only been to the stadium.
Exactly.
I have no idea what's around here.
It's either here or we're playing at like GolfX in the simulator and just having the time of our lives. That's about almost every day thing.
Where's the simulator at?
It's GolfX.
Oh, GolfX. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. That's one thing you got to see if they can get over here at this stadium was one of those simulators.
Oh. Are you kidding me? I want one of those in my apartment. I was about to pull the trigger and I was like, I don't think my neighbors would like me very much if it's freaking midnight and I'm off driving on hole 6.
Yeah. Who's your roommate here?
Tyler Wagoner.
Okay.
So he's probably the best roommate you can have. He's just such a relaxed and positive kid.
Okay.
So
that's
makes
awesome.
a good combo.
Yeah. Yeah. So you talk about the golf. Are you a big golfer or no?
You know, I used to be a really big golfer and then I stopped golfing. And then Taylor Floyd actually is like, somehow he's a genius and just knows like how to like teach you how to golf. And
oh snap! Okay, like, I might need to talk to him because my golf game is non-existent.
Oh, you got to talk to that kid because I went from driving the ball like 250 to like 330, and he was like, "Oh yeah, just move your foot back and just let it rip." And I was like, "Dude, I don't know. I'm turning to Tiger Woods here. I'm not understanding what's going on."
Wow. Yeah, I'm not a big golfer. I've talked to guys who play here and also in Beloit. And I was like, "You got to come golfing with us on Mondays on the day off," and I'm like, "Nah, dude. Like." I would make a fool out of myself. I'm the glue guy. I'd be there, maybe cracking a couple jokes or something. I would not be golfing. You know,
there's a couple. I mean, that's what's fun about like the simulators.
Yeah,
we'll take like any of our guys that just don't golf very often, and it's like, hey, you don't have to chase after the ball. Like we'll scramble, so it doesn't even matter where your ball goes.
Yeah,
just making fun or having fun with it instead of just like someone trying to stress out too much. Because on the other side, we play baseball. I mean, we're not going to be a pro golfer.
I think one of these days on a Monday we're gonna have to hit that up.
And, easily.
Yeah, because I mean, this is about an hour and 20 minutes for me, so it's easy drive.
Yeah.
It's not that bad. So definitely gonna get some golf in. By the end of the season, I'll probably be Tiger Woods.
Oh yeah. Hey, all it takes is one good round, right?
That is true. That's what they say. Although I will say, like, I mean, I'm bad. Like, I suck at mini golf, like putt golf. I'm bad. So like, it's basically you guys got your work cut out for you to make me like just to be like league average.
Oh, we gotta play putt. We got Pop Stroke as like a Tiger Woods designed putt course in Arizona.
Yeah.
And I can't tell you how many times we went there. It was like a full day passes and just go there.
Yeah.
And I was like, dude, I legitimately think that made me a better putter. And I don't understand how, but there's something to this.
Did you ever play the Rays minor league team for low A? And I think it's Carolina. I'm trying to think of they have this hotel there. It's like Mother Earth Lodge or something, and it's everyone I talk to just makes fun of it. It's like neon. The walls are weird colored.
I don't think I got to play there because I think I went to Kannapolis and then the Cubs facility.
Okay, yep. So you wouldn't have gone there, but
yeah,
their like lodge or whatever it is basically like someone was on acid when they created it. It's legitimately like the weirdest thing. You have to Google it and look it up. But they have a little putt thing, and it's very old school, like just wooden edges and stuff like that. So I've had a couple guys on who've talked about how they played there and stuff. But no, I mean, I don't know if there's anywhere near here in Appleton if there's putt golf. I'm sure there is.
Oh, I can't. I mean, I love an indoor one. I remember when I was a kid, there's some cool indoor ones.
Yeah.
With like loop-de-loops and stuff. And I was like, dude, sometimes, I'm not going to see this on a course, but it's kind of fun to golf somewhere extravagant for once instead of just normal stuff.
Absolutely. So let's get into you as a pitcher and stuff. Obviously, I've had you on before. For those who maybe didn't watch that episode or listen to that episode, shame on them first of all. But but give us like a quick rundown of your background, how you got to where you are now.
So out of high school, I got drafted by the Rangers and ended up turning it down. Just like I'm just gonna like play, just gonna go to college, enjoy it. And then first year, of course, COVID happened. Pitched in like 2 or 3 games, and then sophomore year was like best year. Like just absolutely felt super confident on the mound. Had a fastball, a curveball. I don't even throw a curveball anymore, which I find hilarious. And like the next year, I put myself in a very bad spot in school, so I didn't end up getting to play. But then, luckily, in the year before, I'd put like my name out there in summer ball and school ball, and then was lucky enough to get like a call from the Cape Cod coach and went over there, played on one team for 2 weeks, got released, went to another team, played there until the draft, and then afterwards he was like, dude, like, listen, if you ever have like any of your buddies that want to come out here, he's like, your word's as good as any, He's like, you're all good.
That's awesome.
And just honestly, I think something kind of kicked in me when I first got picked up, where like I had to like prove myself again, and just kind of just went off for a little bit. And it was like that was probably the best I've ever thrown in my life. And then went to Australia, had like some pretty good time, and I just came here. First 2 outings were pretty good, and then just kind of like had a couple issues with form my last 2, but I mean, good bullpen today, fixed it all. Gus Varlin is a freaking miracle worker. I told him about my issue, and he's like, "Oh, let's go out here and fix it."
That's
and
so cool.
Went out there, showed me the exact way, and I was like, "Dude, I don't know how you know this, but like, that's genius. Like, you're freaking smart with that. Thank you." But pretty much that.
Yeah. So you talked about getting drafted. How hard was that decision to not go the first time you got drafted?
I mean, I was 17. My parents would have had to sign off on my like certificates and everything. Yeah. But I mean, I really wanted to, but in the end, I mean, it's a money game, and it wasn't the money that I was looking for. And I was just like, you know what, 22nd round. Hopefully, like we can beat that. And then once they got rid of that round, I kind of was like, dude, I gotta beat what I did out of high school. I was like, this is freaking crazy. But I mean, got drafted in half the time, and I was excited about it. Yeah,
that's so cool. We talked about Gus Varlin here. How is it having someone who's been in the big leagues already to come back to rehab assignments and stuff like that?
It's really cool because he's super calm about, like, we were talking about it yesterday, because he'll come and dugout for a few innings, and he's like, oh, like, are you tipping pitches? And I was like, no, am I supposed to? And he's like, dude, it gives you something to do during the game that's, like, kind of productive, but also you can just, like, play guessing games and pass innings faster. And I was like, oh, shoot, man. I was like, normally I'm just off in space, just, like, looking around, pay attention to when my guys are pitching, pay attention to the hitters. I was like, I don't even look at the pitcher half the time. Like, I just look at the track band, see what they're throwing, and they're like, oh, this guy's good, or this guy's like, so-so.
Yeah, that's awesome. You talked about last time we were working on the slider, or adding a slider.
Yeah, it was adding a sweeper,
Okay, how's that been going for you?
Surprisingly well, honestly. It was kind of in spring training. It just like randomly clicked for me.
Yeah.
I found my viewpoints, and I was like, oh. So I just kind of figured that out, and after we kind of got that little confidence in there, having like 2 sliders has been very beneficial for me when I have both of them on.
Yeah. Is there anything you're working on specifically? You talked about you had 2 good outings, 1 average outing. Anything you're working on specifically that your pitching coaches are working on with you?
Honestly, just like my bread and butter is like 4-seam and then bullet slider. And
no more curveball?
No more curveball, no. Added a sweeping slider instead, so we throw 2 sliders so they play off of each other very well. Yeah. But I mean, we've been working on that on the mound, but lately it's just been like using like my push off leg more instead of like just trying to only go like pretty much follow my front leg, like pushing off towards my target. That way I get like my velo back to what it was last year instead of like the 90 poo that I'm throwing right now.
How hard are you topping out at?
Like right now it was like 993. Last year I'd sit like 4 to 7 every single outing. So it's just get back in the groove of everything.
Yeah. Well, any advice for people who want to throw harder? Because I mean, you obviously you said 94, 97. That's decently fast. Yeah. Like I mean, depends on where you are. I guess. Oh, yeah. I mean, you see guys topping out at 101, 102 now in the majors. But
I mean, it's completely different animals.
Yeah. What advice you got for people trying to throw hard?
Honestly, I mean, I was lucky. I was like throwing hard at a young age, but it's mostly like form. People don't care about form enough to the point of like. I was 175 and like, I mean, 6'4", it gives you a little bit of height, but like nothing can be like some mobility and actual strength training. Going to like a legitimate pitching coach, there's a lot out there that like they say they know what they're talking about, but they don't. But there's also a lot like where you look at the guy and you're like, there's no way you have any ability to coach me. And then you go to him 2 times, gain a couple miles an hour, feel more fluid on the mound. And as like Tyler Reisner always says, he's like, if you look good, man, and you feel good, it's like you're going to throw the best you've ever thrown. And just like you have to have a sort of confidence out there, but then you also can't just be going like, oh, like I'm going to lift and then not do mobility. You gotta find the happy place of everything. Are
you a big like weightlifter, like flexibility, mobility? What's your go-to thing?
I'm big on form when I'm lifting.
Yeah.
That's like my main focus. I don't care about putting up big numbers because in the end of the day, I mean, I'm a pitcher. I'm not. I don't need to be huge. I don't have to hit bombs anymore. I got to throw a ball mid-90s, and that's my job now. And I've been more of, like, just focus on mobility for it instead of, like, let's go, like, get absolutely huge.
Did you hit in high school or no?
Back then, I used to hit. Back then. I didn't have glasses yet. Couldn't hit any off-speed, but, man, I was, like, respectful. And I was supposed to be a two-way at college, and then turned it down once I saw the conditioning test. I was like, no. There's no shot.
No, being a PO is where it's at. You talk about the glasses now. I feel like that's kind of intimidating as I feel like a hitter watching someone with glasses. I mean, I don't know if you feel like it's kind of intimidating wearing glasses, or you ever think about getting the contacts? Because it looks cool. I think it looks sweet, the goggles.
I wish I could wear contacts out there, but I was like, sometimes like I've been told like my brain's wired a little bit different. To be a pitcher, you can't think as like a normal person would. But sometimes I think like it might give you like a little edge if you like look like you're kind of crazy, like something's wrong in your brain. It works. I think it works for a couple people. Some people are probably like, oh, yeah, just wearing glasses. The ones like people wear them for fashion. I'm like, dude, I'm like you're choosing to wear those right now. It's like I have to wear this so I can see the catcher.
Yeah, wow. Do they ever get like foggy or like dirty in the game? Like how hard is that, especially with this kind of weather?
I played in Myrtle Beach last year when I was in Carolina.
Goodness,
and it was like 76 and like 90% humidity.
Yep.
And I'll never forget, like, first inning, like, Alex Hall's catching me, and I look at him, and the pitch clock's going, get a balk call, because I can't see the signs, and I was like, I need a timeout. So he's like, coming over me, he's like, dude, what are you doing? I'm like, I have absolutely no clue what you just called. It's like, dude, we got to go, like, touch signs or something, because I was like, there's no way I'm seeing your fingers when it's dark and it's already humid outside. Glasses fogged up completely. Used to have they have like spray for it, but then of course you have to remember to use the spray. It goes both ways.
Wow. In the locker room here, I see some of your teammates walking by and stuff like that. Who's like the glue guy or the one who controls the music or keeps it loose for the boys in the locker room here?
We got a
couple of those.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know if you've seen it. Like before some games, we'll have Luis Amaya he'll come down here and we start cheering, and he just runs through the middle of us and we just start yelling.
Yeah, I seen that.
Just get like rowdy. I mean, he's a rowdy guy. We have a lot of them though.
Yeah.
Like that's what's kind of cool is it's not like one guy's like going around like giving people shit, like getting them hyped up. It's more like there's so many guys now that like you're just like, dude, this is a lot lot of fun.
Yeah, seeing like on the Instagram or the TikTok where you guys are all lined up here, and I think like the mascot was running through here as well. Yeah,
we do that.
Fang,
that's
or
what,
not Fang, but it would have been was it Fang?
Yeah,
Fang.
it was.
Yeah, running through here.
Yeah, that's we do that. We did that at like the home opener or not home opener. It was a season opener.
Yeah,
and I was like, dude, this is hilarious. Like, I don't know what your name is. Like nobody knows him, and he just starts going wild in the middle of it. Okay, I got to get into it now.
Yeah.
Like, we're fine. Let's go.
Yeah, it's so cool.
Yeah.
Wow, I love that. So was there any pitcher growing up that you would look to, or maybe like that's like the guy you want to model your game after, or maybe just someone you really looked up to?
I mean, I've always tried being like, oh, I throw like my own way, but I mean, there's guys that you see, like, I was always like a big Scherzer guy, like watching him on the
mound. He's a good guy to model your game after.
He's just absolutely crazy. I saw him when he was with the Tigers, and I was like, this guy's an absolute psycho.
Yeah.
It's like, this is what you want. Like, every pitcher, like, you got to have respect for the guy just because it's like you have that animal out there. I mean, he's getting older now, and he's still throwing harder than I ever have.
Yeah.
I'm like,
wow.
Just shows, like, how good they get, actually.
That's crazy. A couple quick questions here before we get out of here. During the rain delay, like I thought we were going to have, I don't know if you had one yet here, but what do you do? Like, what's your go-to, like, when the game is not on? Like, what do you do in the chill and keep it loose?
If we're here, I'm probably playing ping pong or something. Okay. Unless it's like a start day, I'll bring my Nintendo Switch in.
Yeah.
And like rock out some Mario Kart or something. But
have you seen the new movie?
No.
Dude.
I was talking to our medical trainer today. I was like, dude, I gotta see it. I was like,
it is so good. Yep, I watched it a couple weeks ago, and it's incredible. I was gonna ask you, I don't know if you're talking about Mario Kart and stuff. Who's your go-to character when you're playing?
Ooh. See, that's a hard one. There's a lot. I'm a big, I hate to say it, I'm a big like Donkey Kong guy, but then they just released like a couple new characters, and I've been like all over it.
Yeah.
But normally like a Donkey Kong guy.
Okay.
Donkey Kong Wario, like a big body.
I've always been Bowser. I don't know why, but like I just feel like he just looks intimidating. I mean, I feel like he's slower at times, his car and stuff like that. But I mean, I don't know. I just think it looks tight. Like I mean, you could go with a classic like Mario or Luigi and stuff like that. But I mean,
you can't be original like that.
Yeah, well,
that's
true. That is true. But you never know. I mean, I think Wario is pretty good. Bowser is pretty good. Yeah. We talked about basketball earlier before I hit record, though. Are you watching the finals or the playoffs at all?
I haven't watched it at all. I'll watch it every now and then. I used to watch it a lot, but I've kind of like fallen out of sports a little bit because I mean I'm here every day, so like I'm kind of like you get to the point you like learn a lot of the people, but you're just like. So I'd rather just turn on Friends and just like sit here for a few minutes and just decompress rather than like getting my energy back up for a basketball game because I'll get into it a little bit too much and then like I'll be up the next hour because I can't sleep because I'm like, dude, if you would have done this, if you'd have made that three-pointer, that whole game would have changed. So do you not watch like baseball at all? Like big league? Okay. I never watched baseball. I'd love to watch it in person. I mean, last game I watched, I think Mickey was going for like a big home run number, and then I was watching Shohei pitch.
Oh, dude, he's incredible.
I mean, he started the game out throwing like 90-93 and ended up throwing like 7-9 in like the 7th inning. Yeah. 6th inning rolls around, hits a bomb. He's throwing a shutout against the Tigers, and I was like, dude, like this guy could literally just be on the field with himself and
that's crazy.
Win every single game.
Well, the funny thing is, like, they got Trout, they have him, and they still can't seem to put a winning roster together and stuff like that. But it is what it is. A couple of questions I wanted to ask you. All right, you talked about shows and watching that. What show do you binge watch when you like want to relax?
Ooh, Friends.
Okay.
Friends.
Are you a Seinfeld guy at all? I don't know, they kind of came around the same time.
I used to be, like, when I was younger, but not anymore. Now I kind of like, you get friend groups that are like friends. Yeah. And you're just kind of like, this is kind of relatable right now.
What about, like, The Office versus Parks and Rec? I feel like that's a big...
The Office,
wow, we might have to disagree there, but it's not a big deal.
My fiance's big into Parks and Rec, and I'm like, it's not the same. It's not the same.
Oh, you said she's big into Parks?
She's big into Parks and Rec.
I love Parks and Rec. I think it's one of my most favorite shows ever. I probably watch more episodes of that than any show ever. So how did you propose? Let's talk about that. I'll tell you a funny story before you ask me that. So when I proposed, my sister came. She's a photographer. So the way we had it kind of organized is my sister asked us to like model for her so she can do some things, right? And then it was my idea, but then I told her, like, I told my wife, my fiance or girlfriend, I said, I don't want to do this. I got to make sure she doesn't know that I want it. I said, I am so anti this. I want you to know, I think this is so stupid. And then like I was almost having like an attitude about it. And then she's like, we got a match. And I'm thinking, yes. But then I'm like, no, I don't want a match.
You know? Like you just don't want to be there.
Yeah. So and then like we go there. So my sister's taking pictures. She's like, hey, get the ring out, put it behind your back, and let's do one of those photos. So I do that, and then I'm handing it back to her. It drops. I swear the little ding, ding, ding was the loudest noise I ever heard in my life. And like I had a mini panic attack, and I'm thinking, I gotta do this right here. Like you can't just pick it up, put it back in your pocket and be like, you gotta wait. Spoiler alert. But so I'm like, okay. And then she didn't see it. So I'm like, oh. So I just ran off and I look at my sister like, you better go find that you better go find that ring, dude. But so that was like my mini panic attack when I proposed. But tell me about your story.
So her Mimi and Pa, they have a little cabin on the water, and it was supposed to be, it's supposed to be like at 1 o'clock in the afternoon, of course. And my mom famously, like, it's 3-4 hours late. It feels like. So, we end up getting, like, everything gets delayed throughout the day. She thinks that we're going to, like, some fancy dinner. Yeah. Like, get her all dressed up. Because every now and then I was randomly like, let's go out to eat. Let's go get some food. But I'm like, all right, like, you're going to put a mask over your eyes, put some headphones on her. Took, like, a 45-hour drive to this cabin. Yeah. And my brother had given me his camera. I met up with him. He gave me his camera. And like there's like a very steep hill that you know you're at the cabin.
Oh, okay. So she kind of had an idea.
She said, she's like, I didn't have an idea, and then like 2 weeks later she's like, I know. And I was like, dude, I tried so hard. She's like, I heard rocks and a car heavily accelerating up a hill, going like 10 miles an hour, and I was like, can't hide it. But we had her sister on the inside, and I like blindly walked her out to like. It's like this little like patio area. Yeah. And it had like blankets down, had some like candles. Her mom and her sister set it all up for us.
That's incredible.
I was just like, I looked up and I was like, oh, this is actually like very nice.
Yeah. Yeah.
And just like had her like face the trees.
They set it up. You didn't set it up yourself?
No. They came up with most ideas. I was like, hey, I want to do this.
Hey, props for you to
this
that.
Then, and I need you guys to help me set it up because there's no way I'm going to be able to make 2-hour drives no matter the day.
That's fair.
I was like, she knows something, so if I'm out for like 2 hours, 3 hours. But yeah, they did it, and instantly like she started crying. Damn. And I was like, that's the goal. Like sounds terrible, but like my goal, like when I want to do something like special for her, like I want her
see
to cry.
tears. You gotta see tears.
I gotta see tears because it brings the whole moment up. Like, oh, like it's a surprise, it's emotional. Yeah. But if she was like, oh, like yes, I'd be like,
you did something wrong.
Like I spent like a month doing this. All right, like I've had this ring forever. Yeah. I want to see you cry. Okay.
Yeah. That's crazy.
Yeah. No, she loved it. I loved it. It was absolutely incredible. She was living with me at the time, so like we had to like after that I was like, okay, now we can actually go out to get food. Didn't get any fancy like dinner. She had like a burger and some cheese curds.
Yeah, that's all good.
I was like, you don't need to go out for like fancy foods. We're really big on that. Like, just like little spots to eat. Like out here, we went to Sangria's a couple.
Oh, she's been here to visit.
Okay. Yeah, and like we went to Sangria's twice, and I was like, this is nice. It's like, tableside guacamole, incredible by the way. If you haven't been there,
no, I haven't, but I'm gonna have to check it out now.
If you like guacamole, that's the best stuff.
Absolutely.
Oh my gosh! But like taking her out there and just like enjoying the time because since I've gotten drafted, I haven't even. I feel like I've barely seen her. I think I've seen her for maybe 3 weeks.
That makes sense.
I've slept in I bought a brand new bed, slept in it 10 times since I bought it. And I was like, I'm excited for like this season, but then like to be able to go home at the end of the year and sleep in my bed again. Oh, there's nothing like it.
When's the wedding?
This upcoming November.
All right, I don't know if you need an MC for that, but this has all been a rehearsal. This has been my dress rehearsal for that moment. But I said, I'll practice a couple more jokes and find out some things. But just throwing my name in the hat. You know what I'm saying?
I got
you. Were you more nervous about that or your first pitching or your first like major like your big league pitch or not big league but like professional pitching?
I knew she was gonna say yes. Honestly, okay. Like I dated her for 3 years, and she was like, oh, like what are you gonna ask me?
Was she hinting?
Yeah, she wasn't hinting. She was telling, and I was like, listen, like I'm gonna be stubborn with you. It's gonna happen when I want it to happen. Like I know you're gonna say yes. And she was like, oh, fine, like typical, like sassy. And I was like, I was like, you can wait. It's okay. But no, first time pitching. I think it was first time pitching home here. I was just like, I looked around and I was like, there's people here. Yeah, I was like, people show up. Because in college, I think most we ever got was like an alumni, like bring the alumni to a game. We had like 750 people. Rather than like I look up there and I'm like, dude,
they can pack this place out too.
I'm like, dude, there's 100 people here. That's a lot of people. And then every single time someone's like, just wait.
Yeah.
Like just wait till it gets warm. And I'm like, I can't imagine this place packed.
Oh, this place gets packed. Oh yeah.
Yeah, that's every time they say that, and I'm like, like this summertime here has to be by far the coolest thing ever because I mean it's so cool. I've never had an area where like you go out and people are like, oh oh you play for the Timber Rattlers, like oh what are you doing in town? Why are you buying baseball cleats? And I'm like, I need them. I gotta go pitch in a couple of days. And they're like, oh like why? And you tell them why, and like they actually get excited.
Yeah.
And I think that honestly is like some of the coolest thing to me.
Awesome. Well, hey, I feel like that's a good place to wrap up right there. We talked about a little more relationship than I thought, but that's so cool. Well, hey, man, I want to thank you again for coming on. I appreciate it.